It started as a whisper, a tweet here, a broadcast there, a video released through any of the numerous news channels. But by the end of a decade, a new war had emerged, not just in jungles or in deserts, but in timelines, hashtags, and encrypted chat rooms. From the forests of Nigeria to the hills of Raqqa, from London and New York apartments to Nairobi cafes and homes and streets. This is the story of how terror, succession, banditry, kidnappings became digital. In the mid-2010s, terror found new homes on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and several of the hundreds of the Web 2.0 that had become very popular around the world. Channels and pages that captivated young men across the world who spent countless numbers of hours in their homes, in cafes, hidden in their bedrooms, watching, writing, sending voice messages that go from one end of the globe to another. A tweet or an exclamation mark that will be heard thousands of miles away within a few hours. The Islamic State, or ISIS, wasn't just fighting for land. It was fighting for followers. It was organizing followers. It was recruiting followers. Created chat rooms that taught young people and anyone who cared to how to put together a bomb, how to cut off a human head, or even how to organize on how they can take the next steps. And they groomed the new wave of jihadists through Telegram chats, through Facebook chats, through the numerous chat rooms that could be created with just a few clicks, hidden away from government, hidden away from parents, hidden away from prying eyes of security agencies. In Africa, the Boko Haram and Al-Shabaab learned fast. Shekau, the Nigerian leader of Boko Haram, learned indeed very fast. He regularly hosted video sessions where he berated, insulted the Nigerian state, videos which he used to recruit new followers and to show that what he was doing was sanctioned by God and that he could not be stopped. He used those videos several times to taunt the Nigerian military, to showcase the execution of Nigerian military officers captured by the dreaded terrorists. Al-Shabaab live tweeted its attacks. Boko Haram posted victory clips from the Sambisa forest. Suddenly, violence wasn't just happening, it was going viral, and it could be seen and heard in every room in all parts of the world. Boko Haram became a global brand and even rose to the rank of being regarded at a point as one of the deadliest, if not the deadliest, terror group in the world. But not all groups sought terror. Some sought independence. In Nigeria, pro-Biafran movements turned to the YouTube, Twitter, and Radio Biafra. In Cameroon, Amazonian activists live-streamed protests and organized sit-at-home strikes through Facebook and WhatsApp. The tools were the same. The goals were different, maybe, but the response often identical. Arrests, internet shutdowns, accusations of terrorism. Social media had blurred the thin line between insurgency and ideology. As government pushed back, extremists adapted. Platforms cracked down on accounts. Accounts vanished. And as soon as they vanished, new ones emerged. And for one account that was closed down, perhaps 100 others came up. And we began to have lone wolves who used the internet to plan and to strike. And so they moved into the shadows. Telegram, the world-leading encryption messaging service, became the new jihadist headquarters. It was anonymous and fast. It could not be tracked or checked by government or any security agencies. Here, ISIS could post bomb-making materials, bomb-making manuals. Boko Haram could share its plans, recruit new members, and get its fighters to go to work. And foreign fighters could coordinate. Unseen, it was a game of cat and mouse, but the cat was always one step behind. Social media didn't just amplify violence. It recruited, it radicalized, it sensationalized, it went viral. It put the violence and the ideology and the campaigns on the table of just every person who had a phone or a computer or an iPad. A disaffected teen in Kano or Marseille in France could find meaning in a Telegram group. A Facebook post could be the first step toward jihad. And the recruiters, smart, persuasive, digital, and it was easy for money to be sent. Even separatists use online spaces to find volunteers, raise funds, and rally the diaspora. Governments often responded, sometimes very late, sometimes very hard. Twitter suspended hundreds of thousands of extremist accounts. Nigeria and Cameroon arrested leaders like Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho based on their social media posts. Interpol trained officers to trace digital footprints, but some regimes went further. In 2017, Cameroon cut off the internet for over 150 days in Anglophone regions. In Turkey, dozens were jailed, not for bombs, but for tweets. The war on terror had become a war on Wi-Fi. Some extremists were caught, others were killed. British ISIS hacker was tracked by tweets and taken out by drone in Syria. In the US, Ashraf Safo was jailed for running a pro-ISIS media from Chicago. In Africa, arrests came with controversy, extraditions, secret trials, international outcries. Still, social media left a trail, and governments have learned or are learning to follow it. In Nigeria, these violent non-state actors routinely use the social media to send messages to government. Ibrahim Shekau, the late leader of Boko Haram, routinely used the social media to send out messages to the Nigerian government and to the public. When Boko Haram announced that it had got a new go-between it and the government, that is President Muhammadu Buhari, it was the social media it used to send out the message. Regularly, messages used to be sent to the public through some international news outlets. Recently, members of the different factions of Islamic terror groups in Nigeria use platforms such as Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram to flaunt the ransomed cash extorted from relations of kidnapped victims. Cellular phones, WhatsApp, and other messaging platforms are regularly used by these bandits, kidnappers, and killers in the bushes of Nigeria, thus prompting Nigerians to question the sincerity of government and security agencies in tracking these terrorists. But the war is not yet over. It may just be starting. It may just have taken on a new notch. Not long ago, so emboldened by their successes that some gunmen went to an FM station in Nigeria's Lokoja to cut away broadcast equipment. Will they also, like the IPOP, start their radio station in the bushes, broadcasting to Nigerians? Is this war just beginning, or the war is just not yet over? New platforms rise as fast as old ones fall. New accounts are created as fast as old ones become compromised or the users begin to notice that they are being tracked. Separatist influencers, brokers from exile. These days, all you need is a laptop with an internet modem that can be used from anywhere to start your broadcast station. ISIS propaganda resurfaces under new names. Boko Haram has created different franchises, all seeking attention from the government and the public, doing different things in different ways in different regions, but all in the name of one agenda. And in the balance hangs a delicate truth. Fighting online extremism is essential, but so is protecting free speech. Where then is the difference? How will you know when it is time to control the means which terrorists use to recruit young people, raise funds, and to put their agenda before the public? Some countries in the West have decided to control the social media, and the control of the social media has resulted in creating problems for free speech. Where do you draw the line between free speech and stopping non-state violent actors from hijacking the society? Between 2015 and 2025, social media became both a savior and a saboteur. It gave voice to the oppressed, and it also gave voice to the violent. It gave voice to those who are seeking for freedom. It also gave voice to those who are working to suppress freedom and take away the rights of people to choose their religion, to choose how they want to live their lives. It amplified truth and also amplified lies. And in the hands of terrorists and separatists, it became a weapon of destruction, sometimes of mass destruction. because these violent non-state actors don't mind teaching any impressionable person how he could make a bomb, even if it's a nuclear bomb, to destroy everything, including the maker of the bomb. The next decade demands vigilance, not just to mute extremists, but to understand what drove them to speak in the first place, to help them get new training, new understanding of society, that for society to be in peace and for everyone to thrive, it must be live, let live, so that we will live. The world cannot be lived by one version, by one identity alone. The world is a place that everybody can live and thrive. There is enough room in the world for every person to live, practice his religion, have his food, and not disturb another. But how far would society go? How far would the extremists go? This is the story for another time.